I only have one slipper because I don't know what Brie has done with my other one. Be gentle. So if I eat past 8 PM, I'm not sleeping well. Go back, let's rewind. How flexible are these? If you need protein recommendations, there you go. It's like, when do you wash jeans? Because these aren't dirty, but also I know I've worn them. If you see me like terrorizing the teenagers who are also hanging out in your local Tesco car park, mind your own damn business. You gonna stop crying anytime soon? I only have one slipper because I don't know what Brie has done with my other one. Good morning, cherub. Hello, gorgeous. Wait, let me dry your toes. Come here, come here, come here, come on. You're still trying to hello, thank you. One toe and 2 toes. And come here. What are you saying? Oh, what do you mean? Princess, don't fade, 'cause one day you'll be mine. Don't wanna stay, don't wanna play. Princess, don't fade, 'cause one day you'll be mine. She was so perfect. Walk the beach to songs that we heard of, falling into daydreams of our lives.
Success. I bought one for Jack. I bought a car for Danny, even though, well, it's a Valentine's Day card, but it's got a white one from the office. Where I think some of my existence, wondering what's off the distance, wondering where she's falling further. Curtis broke my velvetizer and owes me a new one, but I've got used to having warm milk. So now every morning I'm having to warm the milk for my coffee on the hob because I've become a princess about it. It is just past 9, it's about 9:15, and usually at this point I like to be already sat at my desk and already getting on with some stuff, but I spoke briefly in my weekly vlogs about how I've just been really struggling to not get out of bed, but like feel like I've had enough sleep even if I've had 8 hours, which then of course makes it difficult to get out of bed. And that has been a struggle for me pretty much since the beginning of the year. And so today, like, I did wake up at 7:36, but by the time I'd finally got up and started to get myself ready, it was about 8 AM. And I've been talking to my patrons about this at various points throughout the year because, I mean, I yap about everything over there. But one of my patrons, Chelsea, said something that really resonated with me, which was just that, like, I'm currently in a season or a period of resting. And I mean, exactly. I love winter because of that, but I haven't been feeling great. I either need a big old dose of vitamin D or I have some seasonal depression going on. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle. So we're having a little bit of a later start than usual, but today is not a normal day anyway because I was not originally supposed to be doing any work today, but I just posted a sit down video that was an hour and a half, which is much longer than I tend to make a sit down video, and that took up the time in the week that I thought that I would have to finish editing the episode of Shelve It or Scrap It that is going up on Sunday. But the reason why I was not originally supposed to be working today is that I have a hair appointment in just under 2 hours, and I also am going roller skating tonight, so it's going to be a fun day. But in between those two things, I do have to get some editing done, otherwise I'm going to be editing tomorrow on Saturday, which is the weekend, so if we can avoid that, that would be great. But for now, I'm just going to drink my coffee and read some of my book before I go and put some makeup on. I'm not going to be doing my hair because I'm going to the salon, but I will make myself look a little bit more presentable. But I'm currently reading Lady of Shadows by Melissa K. Rorich. I'm actually in between vlogs at the minute. I finished Shelve It or Scrap It, and I'm about to start something else, which if I could figure out the starting point for that next vlog today, that would also be great. This is something that hopefully, providing it actually happens, you will be seeing in a month or so. So I have just been reading my Patreon book club book while I'm kind of figuring out what's coming next. I mean, I do really need to read it this month, so that's not an issue. And I am 37% of the way through, which is 228 pages in. So this one is a fantasy romance book following a girl called Scarlet who is an assassin. She's fallen out with the assassin lord though, and so she's currently living in the manor of this nobleman, and the assassin lord tries to get her to come back into the fold by offering her a job that will allow her to get revenge on the Fae Fire Prince that is responsible for the death of her mother. As I said, this is a fantasy romance. It's also a fae fantasy romance, which are my favorite kinds. So while that is the setup for the book, obviously things don't go to plan. And where we start off in book 2, it follows the same structure as kind of every other book of its kind that I've read, where we start off with the main character not knowing very much about her identity, and we meet her in the place that like she's familiar with. Of course, she's an orphan, so then eventually we find out some stuff about her, and then in book 2 we travel to the Faelands. If you're familiar with fae romances of this nature, we always travel to the Faelands in book 2, and we get to know them in the second installment in the series. This series is super reminiscent of Throne of Glass, and that is definitely apparent within our main character Scarlet, who is very similar to Selena Sardothian. And then when we get into book 2, actually we have a lot of Akatar present within the way that this court is structured and the people in it. I've actually just got to a point where one of the backstories of one of the members of this court is pretty much identical to Morrigan's backstory in A Court of Mist and Fury. So Melissa K. Rorich has definitely been inspired by Sarah J. Maas a lot. I mean, haven't we all? I haven't been writing stuff, but if I was, it would probably be heavily inspired by Sarah J. Maas. I am still really enjoying it. There is a part of it though that makes me feel like I'm just reading a book, which I mean, obviously I am, but I don't feel like it's breaking through that barrier of me really getting absorbed in it, because some things just really throw me out of it a little bit, and I don't know how to describe how that is, but there's just something about it that doesn't feel quite seamless that pulls me out every now and again. But aside from that, like I'm enjoying it, and I'm actually really in the mood for romance right now. So fantasy romance is not 100% scratching that itch, because we have the fantasy there as well, but the romance is like doing enough to kind of keep that craving at bay for me right now. The last time we made one of these videos, we talked about skincare, so I was going to talk about makeup, but because I'm wearing a cream jumper, I had to take it off to put my foundation on. So the foundation I'm using at the minute is Tinted Moisturizer. I have pretty clear skin, so I don't use concealer or anything. I just use this Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 20 in shade 32M. And then my powder is Studio Mac Fix. This is quite like a full coverage powder, so it makes up for the sheerness of the moisturizer. And this one is NC42. And what else have I put on? My contour and stuff is just from an old broken eyeshadow palette. I need to get a new one. And I have a Morphe eye primer, which I need to replace because it's nearly dead, but I can't put the tinted moisturizer around my eyes because then my eyeliner won't stick. I recently got a new brow pencil, and honestly, I am obsessed with Fenty at the minute. I was using the Glossier Boy Brow, and I ended up going somewhere that didn't stock Glossier, so I picked up the Fenty one instead, and I actually like it better. I'm not sure if it's the shape of the brush that I like, but it's one of the ones that's like a little crayon. So I've put all of that on, and I got a gift set from my friend Beth for Christmas of the Fenty like a skincare trio, because I really wanted to try their cleanser, the melt off one, which is so good. But I also got one of their moisturizers in that kit, which has SPF, I think SPF 15, SPF 20 in it, and that is also really good. And I'm thinking about changing like my daily moisturizer to that one. So I'm a big Fenty fan right now. But next, there's nothing left on this pencil. All of the like text has rubbed off, and it's also, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get my eyeliner on today because I really need to get a new one. But this one is the MAC, I think it's the brushstroke eyeliner. It's the one that has like felt tip end. I'll just about make it, but it is definitely running out. We always gotta get that wing in. Will my eyeliner match today though? That is unlikely. It would be better if it wasn't running out, but we've made it work. Stone. And then my mascara is, it doesn't say what type it is. Oh, it does. It is the MAC Extreme Dimension Waterproof Lash. It's got quite a short bristled brush on it. And then this is kind of just like my basic makeup. Sometimes I won't put foundation on. I'll just put like brows and mascara on. But if I do like an actual face of makeup, this is just like the basic one that I do. So the last thing I have to add is my blush slash highlight, which is Cheeky Bronze from MAC. I also have a pink one that I use sometimes, but this one is more of like, because it's more of a bronze, obviously it's more of a natural, not natural because it's really obvious I'm wearing it, but it's more matchy like with my skin tone. And I have round cheeks, so instead of highlighting like the top of my cheekbone, I do like the apples. I say this as though I know what I'm doing with makeup. I've been doing the same makeup for years now, and I do not consider myself to be an expert. And there we go, that's done, because like I said, I am at the salon she texted me this morning and said that I can go between 10:30 and 11. My original appointment was at 11, but we're friends, so we like hang out while she's doing my hair, but I have like 15 to 45 minutes. It's not very far away at all, so it's not like I have to consider the time that it takes me to get there. But yeah, I'm going for a stick it up. I'm going for my keratin treatment, which this is like precarious, but it works, which is essentially like it's a treatment that adds protein to your hair, so it has the effect almost of a chemical straighten, but it's not chemicals, and it's not like the main point of it is to smooth as opposed to straighten, because I have naturally curly hair, but the individual strands of my hair are very, very fine. So I started getting a keratin treatment every like few months. At the minute I'm going 4 months, but I'm going to extend it to 5 because I don't need it as often anymore. But I started getting the treatment because my hair like tangles and mats together, which a lot of people with curly hair like that does happen, but I also can't wear my hair curly for more than a day because I have to brush it. Like I can't not brush my hair because of how knotty it gets, and then it just goes frizzy. So I had this treatment done so that it would straighten my hair. I mean, I'm showing you now as though it's been done. This is because I straightened my hair 2 days ago, and it keeps it smooth. So it's essentially like the equivalent of having a permanent blow dry, and it makes my hair like so much more manageable. So I went for my cut and color last week, which I've had a lot of the blonde in my hair dyed dark again because it was just too much and the texture was horrible. And now I'm getting the top up of my keratin treatment, and then I'll be all done for like a few months. I just transferred the last 3 files that I had for Shelve It or Scrap It into my editor. I have about an hour and 20 minutes of footage to edit. I've edited 50 minutes, which I'm so glad that I locked in on Tuesday and got a lot of that done, because I originally thought that I would be able to edit on Thursday, but that didn't happen because of how long Thursday's video ended up being. So I'm glad that I locked in and got through a big chunk, like over an hour of the footage that I had, because an hour and 20 is still like a lot to edit, but it could have been so much worse. So I have to go now because it is almost 10:50 and I'll be back. This appointment should be like 2 to 3 hours typically, and when I get back I'll be grabbing something to eat and then locking in to editing for a couple of hours before I make dinner ready for roller skating tonight. I need to check what time I'm skating so I know what time I need to make dinner to be ready to go skating later on. Sit down. Wait. Be gentle. Be gentle. Good girl. So I've just got back and I've just had a quick lunch. I made a turkey sausage sandwich and it is now 2:10. So I looked at when roller disco starts. It starts at 7 to 8:15. And based on that, I need to eat before I go and also digest, because I know I can wait till 7 to eat, but I can't wait until 8:15. Like, that's not going to happen. And also I'm old now, so if I eat past 8 p.m, I'm not sleeping well, and I value my sleep. So I definitely need to eat before, which means I'm going to be aiming to make dinner at about 4 to 4:30, like starting making dinner so that we can eat before 5. And that means that I have like 2 hours now to get some stuff done. So in terms of things I need to do today, I need to schedule and also post about a live show that I'm doing tomorrow for my patrons, which is Crafty Corner. It's a monthly live show where we spend 1 to 2 hours just talking and working on a craft. I like to use it as an excuse to actually work on my craft projects, because I know that I'm definitely guilty of every time I have a free moment choosing to read and try to get ahead on reading as opposed to pursuing any of my other hobbies. So we do that once a month, and that's going to be tomorrow evening. I need to decide what time though. I also have to edit a reel because I'm doing the Peloton 100 challenge, which is a challenge to work out every day for the first 100 days of the year. So I've been posting reels of like, I did the first 10 days and the first 25, and now I'm going to be doing one of days 26 to 50. So that needs to be done at some point because day 50 was Wednesday, I think. And then I also of course need to edit, shelve it or scrap it. So at this point I'm pretty confident in saying that between now and 4:15, shall we say, I'm not going to be able to finish editing and get shelve it or scrap it exported. So I may as well do the smaller things, schedule the live show, edit the reel, work on shelve it or scrap it for about an hour, and then revisit it in the morning, like break up that big chunk of things that I need to do, because I feel like it's going to be easier for me to lock in on a Saturday morning when I don't really want to be editing to do like finish that project instead of like dipping between things. Like I very much like to work in things in segments. I don't like doing a long list of tiny things. I like to dedicate like a day to a thing. So that is probably my best bet at this point. I did not read very much when I was getting my hair done either, because we always have a little bit of a chat. So I need to fit reading in at some point today, because it is also Love is Blind Day. So the second set of episodes have already dropped, I think. I'm not sure what time they drop in the UK, but by the time I get around to watching them, they'll all be there. And it's also the first day of the new season of Fortnite, and one of my friends, like I always play Fortnite on Fridays, but my best friend messaged and asked if I wanted to play tonight because it is the first day of the new season. If you were wondering, because I know I mentioned it in some of my earlier reading vlogs, how I did with the season that's just ended, I did get to level 200 and I did get all of my skins off the battle pass for the first time ever. Like I don't normally grind that hard at Fortnite. Fortnite is more of a social thing for me, but I'm in my hibernation era throughout winter, so spending 30 minutes a day playing Fortnite has actually been quite nice. I've enjoyed it because it's pretty brainless for me as well, so it's a nice time to like decompress, which I mean, Fortnite's not the most aggressive game you can play, but it's not exactly peaceful. So I don't know what that says about me, but that is the plan for now. Hopefully I will be able to get through still like a significant chunk of shelve it or scrap it today, because that does need to be done by Sunday, and I don't want it to dominate my entire weekend.
Let's go back, let's rewind to the days when we were all the times that we spent together. Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life. Dreaming every night like the last time. So I end all my days with you.
It is just past 4 now, and I've come to a natural stopping place in my editing for shelve it or scrap it. Ignore the little Hoover dude. Where is he? Is he there? There he is. He's doing his daily rounds, but he's making a racket about it. I still have, so when I was importing footage for the Peloton reel, which I have done, and I've also scheduled my live show, I realized that there was another clip for shelve it or scrap it that I had not included. Like I'd lost it amongst all of the other reel footage I had. So when I imported that, I ended up with an hour and a half in total to edit, and now I've edited like 11 minutes, so I've got an hour and 16 for tomorrow. So I'm not much better off than when I started because of that clip that I found, but it shouldn't be too hard because I actually I enjoy editing shelve it or scrap it, as long as I don't have to do the full thing at once, because I always have like 2 to 4 hours of footage for it. I think this one has ended up with about 2 hours and 50 minutes in total, which I've currently edited down to 2 hours and 20, and I'm 100% aiming to get that under 2 hours for the finished product. So I'm going to go start on dinner. Curtis is out with Brie doing her evening walk now, because we'll be out at the time that it would normally happen, and then we'll be ready to leave when it's time to roller skate with everything kind of done that needs to be done. So today's recipe is an Instagram one, and it's more for Curtis than it is for me, because it's like an Asian inspired like rice kind of dish, which is, I'll link it down below, but the account is Dinner at Halls, and it is a honey garlic and chili chicken and rice, which I like Asian food, but typically not when I make it at home. Like I like to go to restaurants for Asian food because it's like curry. I don't like making curry at home because I just don't think it tastes very good. And I feel the same way about Asian food, but Curtis loves it. So this is the one that we're going for today.
As a result, though, the entire assortments from the assault on Talia Shapiro in 1968, the kidnapping of Julie Johnson in 1975. If you don't remember, that's from part 2, where the reason about that the rest of their theory was bull. And I would be 100% sure. It turned out that on the grounds that Alcala had not been given the opportunity for their contradiction
movie made a kick clap there. You know, it sounds really like wow. But give us a little insight into the brain that is. I think because you probably it registered as true to you.
I have my dinner, I have Love is Blind episode 7, and I am good to go. I am leaving for roller skating in about 19 minutes, but I need to get changed because it's a sweaty affair. So a merino wool turtleneck is not the one, but honestly I have no idea what I'm going to put on because it is cold outside. So the thought of putting something like with ventilation that is cooling on gives me the ick. I don't want to do it, but I know when I'm in there I'm going to be ridiculously hot. So we'll see what I've got. But also I watched one of the new episodes of Love is Blind. Love is Blind is so boring this season. Nothing interesting is happening at all. All of the couples that were interesting, that had a little bit of drama, have not gone through, and there's just nothing going on. And I feel like it's going to be like, was it season 3, season 5, whichever one was ridiculously boring. I just feel like we're going to have a repeat of that, which sucks because I love Love is Blind, partially because like sometimes it's cute and I like the romances, but sometimes just for the drama. Times like this where I'm like, I truly have no clothes, in spite of actually having a lot of clothes. I don't want to wear a vest because it's not warm, but I also don't want anything touching my armpits. I just generally hate things touching my armpits. Could go Taylor Swift. Is this cropped? Kind of. Buffy? And I could put my shirt back over the top. What do we think? Doesn't matter. Last time I went, I wore gym leggings for the breathability, so I'm thinking about it, but I don't think... Oh, maybe my black ones are out. I do have my black leggings, so we could put those on. How flexible are these? I mean, they've not just been washed, so I think I'll be okay. I'll stay in jeans. So it's really boring, but I think I might just go for this bodysuit and jeans and my shirt over the top, and then we'll lose the shirt if we need to, which we will because it's going to be warm.
How did I find it?
No, did you find your drink? I was going to offer you...
I looked back and I saw my drink.
I was going to offer you an ice cold vanilla Coke. I'm so warm.
This is ice cold water.
Oh, give me some. I want the fizz though, you know, like the fizz after exertion.
Love fizz.
That was a good time. 10 out of 10 would recommend roller skating. Would you 10 out of 10 recommend roller skating?
Yep.
You look more like you'd 6 out of 10 recommend roller skating.
I looked like I just survived.
I'm the roller skater. Although Curtis was a skateboarder. So you'd think he'd be more into it, but he's not.
We had to fall over though.
That's true. I only have a fall over right at the end.
Yeah.
Last time it was when he said, it's over now. And I just fell on the floor. And this time he was like 5 minutes left and I was like on the floor. Soft landings though both times, so that's fine. I'm home. My pajamas are on and I've put a protein brownie in the air fryer. I've only had one of these before. I got a box from Costco and they're nice because protein products, like, they can be hit or miss. And I really like the Junk Bakery cookies. I don't have any to show you, but you can get them from Tesco. They're a little bit expensive because they're protein. It's like £2.50 for 3 cookies. And on the back of those, like if you eat them on their own, it tastes like cardboard. Not great, would not recommend. But if you put them in the air fryer for 3 minutes on 150, or I guess if you microwave them if you don't have an air fryer, they taste like a warm gooey cookie. So I've put this in for the same amount of time and I'm hoping it'll have the same effect. It's actually okay without warming up. It's just the cookies, the most of the flavor and the taste and like the goodness of them is in the chocolate chip. So if you warm them, they taste so much better. So we're giving the brownie a go as well. But generally, like, would recommend these anyway. And also, actually, if you're looking for nice protein products, my favorite ones. Curse is doing the dishes. My favorite ones are ones that you can't tell that they're protein. Like, they taste like the normal equivalent of them. So the My Protein crispy wafers taste like regular chocolate wafers. Would recommend them. And then the cookies that I don't have, they're like my favorite. Curtis has different ones. Like, we don't share things because we like different things. These are good as well. The grenade peanut butter ones. The Oreo ones are a bit rubbery, but the peanut butter ones are nice. So yeah, if you need protein recommendations, there you go. Actually, you know what? I've got more. Like I said, I like things that are protein that taste like the regular non-protein equivalents. And something I would recommend for that is, once again, the My Protein chocolate mousse. It doesn't have to be My Protein though. Is it Get Pro ones are also really good. And then I also really like the Lindal Kvarg yogurts. My favorite flavors are this one, which I don't know how to say. It's like stracciatella maybe. And also, do I have raspberry? I do. The raspberry ones are my two favorite flavors. Also these. The chocolate ones are okay, but the vanilla ones are better. Would not recommend protein pudding. That tastes like the devil. Absolutely not. 10 out of 10. Would not recommend. But anyway, I am going to grab my Kindle. I am going to load up Fortnite. But even though my friend asked me to play Fortnite, he hasn't updated. So I think I'm going to be waiting for him a while. Ow. And I'm also going to be waiting for Curtis because he's doing the dishes. But I have my brownie to get me by while I'm waiting for everyone. Time to tidy the bed. I honestly don't know how it gets like this. I think Curtis brought the little bot hoover upstairs today. So I'm guessing that these were some of my clothes that were on the floor because that is actually a common occurrence. It's like, when do you wash jeans? Because these aren't dirty, but also I know I've worn them quite a bit without washing them. These guys are fine. Laundry. I will rehang the shirt that I've had on today. And my bonnet is going in the wash as well. Luckily though, I did just get a new one. Am I in focus or am I not? Like, I genuinely can't tell. What is going on here? I think we're good. Are we good? It's been a weird day, guys. I typically, when I make day in the life videos, I think this is the third one that I've made. And if you enjoy them, you can go ahead and check out and personally thank Miss Aaron from Booked and Busy, who keeps requesting these videos. And I, of course, do anything that Aaron ever wants me to do. The first one that I did was like super productive. And then the second one was where I tried to be productive and it didn't work out. Like, I ended up having my day derailed by doctor's appointments. This is like super puffy, wow. And then this one, in my head today was going to be more productive than it ended up being. I'm not mad about it though, because it has been a good day. Like, I haven't read a ton. I've read like 3 chapters. I didn't work a ton. I got through 2 of the 3 things on my to-do list, but they weren't the main thing. And then I also did edit a little bit of Shelve It or Scrap It. I got through like 20-ish minutes of footage, I think. So I did a bit. I got some stuff done, but it definitely wasn't like a work focused day. And I want you guys to let me know what it is you like about these videos, so I know, because thinking about it now, I was like, this made so much sense to me when I was like, yeah, like I've got an appointment and I'm roller skating, but I'll work in the middle, and like I have some variety in my day, which I don't always do. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't the point about work? Like, isn't it about being a content creator? Isn't that the point in this vlog? Shouldn't I be creating content? So what do you guys want to see? Because I know that I include lifestyle and stuff in my like regular weekly reading vlogs while they are still very much reading vlogs. So when you watch like a daily vlog, do you just want a day in my life, or do you specifically want it to be like a day in my life as a content creator actually creating content, or just as a content creator that also has a life and does other stuff? Let me know, just so I know going forward, because like I said, Aaron keeps requesting these videos, so I'm going to keep making them, but I want to obviously make them the kind of video that you guys want to see. Of course, that's what we're about here. But I guess I'm pretty much leaving it there because I am about to get into bed. I got a new bonnet just so that I could, because I've been sleeping in them every night since I got one for Christmas. So obviously that other one is getting washed a lot and it's not always feasible, so I needed a spare. This one feels a little bit more snug than the other one, which I like it's definitely more cozy. I will link them down in the description box if you want to check them out. The reason I picked these ones in particular is because a lot of them are satin, and this one is satin on the outside but it's silk on the inside where it actually touches my hair. They're comfy. The first few nights that I wore it did fall off, and then I kind of got used to it. You have to have it so that if it's going to move, it falls forward over your eyes instead of off the back of your head, and since then I've had no issues with it. So I am going to get into bed now and I'm going to read a little bit more. I am enjoying my book. I just have had not a busy day, but like I've definitely been out and done more than I would in a typical day. So this isn't a typical day in my life. This is literally just a day in my life. Keep looking at roller skates as well. Like I really want my own skates, but I just don't feel like I can justify buying them for the sake of going to roller disco, which is like 2 or 3 times a month, which I mean is plenty, but I feel like if I owned some, I would want to skate somewhere, and there's nowhere to skate that's convenient for me unless I go in a car park and do it. So if you see me like terrorizing the teenagers who are also hanging out in your local Tesco car park, mind your own damn business. I'm just trying to have a good time. But yeah, I had a really good day today, and it was nice to take a little bit of a break from pretty much being inside all day, aside from walking Brie, and also a little bit of a break away from constant reading. But I am having a good time with this. I think I've only read like 5% today, and I am going to get in bed and read a little bit more. I don't think you're actually going to hear me talk about this book in a vlog. I am making the spoiler vlog for my patrons, but I'm also going to be reading this alongside a different vlog that I'm making that this isn't a book for, but you will hear about it in my February wrap up 100%, and I do think you're seeing this vlog before then. But I'm gonna get myself into bed, so I'm gonna sign off here. Thank you so much for watching this one. As I said, let me know down in the comments what kind of thing you want to see from a day in the life vlog specifically. Like, is it okay if it's mostly lifestyle, or do you actually want to see the content creation process? I need all of your thoughts. If you're looking forward to our next vlog already, I'm pretty sure that the next vlog that you guys are going to see is going to be my thoughts reading Valor, I think. Whatever the second book in The Faithful and the Fallen is. The Catch Up Book Club live show for that I have not confirmed with the host, but I think it's going to be the 9th of March on Zaf's channel. That is what we're working towards right now, but of course hopefully at this point you will have had some sort of confirmation on that. But I think that the next vlog you guys are going to see is potentially the vlog of me reading that book. Do stay tuned if you are at all interested in that. But aside from that, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you're go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.